Hey there, lurkers. What do you think about Super Mario Billions? A weekend full of trailers. And do you feel that? That's a fantastic forecast.
Huh. Should be fun. So, let's lurk. One quick thing to add, in all my honeymoon bliss, I had the opportunity to watch regular cable in between all the festivities. It's so weird having all this streaming content.
That's a good thing?
Available to you all the time. I was flipping through channels. I'm like, who does this anymore? There's just movies on at some point in time. Like, is this somebody else's personal streaming?
And you catch up
playlist?
halfway through?
Yeah, like it was so weird. But I finally watched Black Adam, and because I can't really hear very well, I watched it with the sound off.
Oh, that probably made it better.
It actually wasn't so bad. I got to make up my own kind of dialogue, and then like, yeah, they're probably saying something really cool right here. Really, oh yeah, like he's giving them that look. I will say this, for all the crap that it got, it wasn't that good.
Okay.
I agree.
So it was well deserved.
I agree with everyone. Yes.
Okay.
But I was also biased because I know what The Rock tried to do, and I could definitely see him doing that throughout the film. It was super blatant in the scene where he is like destroying all of the other DC character posters. Do you remember that part?
I haven't watched it. I refuse to watch the movie.
Oh,
Victor was like, don't watch it. Don't waste your time.
It is. It's not necessarily worth your time. I'm sorry. It's the mustache. The mustache is throwing me off.
Oh.
He still has it.
You're welcome.
It's been days, folks. It's been days. You know, if you got a chance to watch it, I don't know, because literally nothing else was on, it's okay. It's kind of worth a watch.
Okay.
But like the production value gets kind of bad. Like you can see they spent all this money on making him look good, and then some of the other animation for other characters and stuff, it looks really bad.
Speaking of things
Gun killed
that weren't bad, Scott, I saw the Super Mario movie.
You did.
And I thought it was great.
You and many other people.
Story-wise, not great.
But does it have to be?
If you acknowledge that it's made for kids.
Yeah.
Listen, like the whole story of Mario is that there's this big turtle with spikes, dragon, if you will, whatever you want to call Bowser, who it wants equal amounts destruction and to get the girl.
He wants the girl too? He wants it all.
In the video game, 100%. He's trying to kidnap her. He's in love with her. You know, all of the sexual predator things that Hollywood is about these days. Don't look at the mustache.
It's an allegory.
Right. And this movie kind of does that. I'm not revealing anything in particular, anything that's like going to ruin the movie for you. But Bowser says either like, marry me or I will destroy everything. And there's no rhyme or reason to it.
That's an abusive relationship.
But it's not about that. It's not about like, it's a kid's movie, right? And if you can like love the music because it plays such a good homage to like previous games and IPs, like they pull moments from every different little game, and it's awesome.
So why are you bringing this up?
Because I'm assuming it made billions.
You don't have to assume anymore. It is now okay. It just happened again. It just made more money. I'm watching the counter right now. It is over $1 billion in terms of box office rake. And to that, I have to say, where is your Navi god now? What do you think of that, James Cameron?
I mean, he's still making money.
Yeah, he is. He's making a lot. He's richer than everybody, everywhere, all at once. Did you expect, based on when you saw the Mario Brothers movie, though, that it would pass $1 billion?
Oh God, it's hard. It's hard to define because you look at a movie like How to Train Your Dragon, which has an incredible story, incredible score,
Jay Baruchel,
and it took forever for that movie to really hit its stride. Then Toy Story, like an immediate hit. This movie is like the starting spot of where this studio is going to go with the franchise. I just think that, yeah, it's going to make $1 billion. The next movie is going to make $1 billion. This is going to be our future Minions. They're just going to pump out content every couple of years.
Well, I'm glad that something as kind of like wholesome as this is getting its due, because I think it's a perfect storm, kind of like you said a couple episodes back, where everybody feels comfortable going to the theater again. Everybody feels comfortable bringing their kid to see a happy movie. And all the parents are grown up. They know who Mario is. So they're like, oh, I'll see this. I got kids. I'll introduce them to it. Power play in terms of a money revenue generator by Nintendo. Like, bravo, masterwork. I want to talk about another movie that hopefully we are going to be happy about, considering that it is going to be the end of a beloved franchise. That first Guardians, S tier. That second Guardians,
B.
I would put it in F tier. Like,
considering
what it came with and where it went to.
I guess, yeah. The ending was pretty lackluster.
Yeah. I think it just set the table and completely, one of those tricks where you try to pull the sheet out and leave all the dinner plates on the table.
Listen, there was a touching moment between Chris Pratt's character, right, Star-Lord, and who his daddy was.
Oh yeah. When they have a catch.
No, not that. I'm saying, who's the actor that played the blue guy?
The blue guy? Oh, Yondu. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings it to a D.
If you think about that moment, it's good.
That brings it to a D.
It's not Louis Capaldi level touching, but it's close. D.
Just because I ain't your father doesn't mean I ain't your daddy. And speaking of daddies,
I could say that.
Today's episode is brought to you by Leather. Did you get that at Wilson's before it went out of business?
This is a real leather jacket from Banana Republic, and I spent $800. It doesn't even fit me anymore.
Okay, that is an $800 leather jacket.
Hey, you probably would fit in it great. You want this?
I'm in try it on. I don't have a motorcycle or a boyfriend, but I'll wear it. Yeah. Doesn't mean I can't get one. So, still got time.
Which one? Pick one.
So early reviews are out right now. People are saying that it is a fun end, but the story gets a little sloppy. I think, considering that James was hired away in the middle of all of this, probably makes sense.
No, he finished this movie.
I think he was hired, though, before it went into, fine. I might be wrong, but...
No, it was before principal photography. They had fired him because of concerns, and then they had hired him back after all of the backlash. He finished this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then said, peace, I'm going to DC.
I think he was, if we just, think about how contracts work and how negotiations work, I feel like there was definitely, hey, we want you to come to DC way before this movie was ever done.
Right.
So... right. Maybe that's why it's a little discombobulated and not like the piece de resistance that it should be. I think, I don't know. I just, like I said, that first one was so good. Feels like this should have almost been a strong part of the universe. I know that they kind of just released it as kind of like a joke, like, oh, look at this is going to be the funny movie because all those other ones we came out with are serious, about serious characters and serious problems. Look at all these aliens and this weird guy who got kidnapped. No, it was one of the best ones. It was one of the first best ones. And if you guys put it up there with Avengers level stuff, it's a shame that it had to go to that second one. This one should be S tier to finish it off.
To round this out, I will say that the first Guardians was a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes. Both the tomato meter, the critic score, and the audience score. Volume 3 so far. Now, as you're listening to this episode, I have already seen it.
You saw it at
Thursday.
Today's Saturday. Today's Saturday. So you've already seen it. Without me,
Yep.
I will add. It's not like we have a 3-year-old podcast or anything together, but
I'll see it again.
do you know who you look like right now? This is unrelated, but kind of related.
Burt Reynolds.
You wish. Have you watched
Yes.
It's Always Sunny? Or I'm sorry. Have you watched Mythic Quest?
Oh, no, you dick.
For those of you who are listening to the podcast and have watched that show, go to our YouTube.
I look like David Hornsby.
Yes. Yeah, now you have to shave it off. It's just gotta go. All right. Before we go, though, a couple little tiny things here. 2 trailers came out this past week. One was for a movie called Twisted Metal.
TV show on Peacock.
Yes. Number 1, the fact that it's on Peacock, does that do anything for you? Nope.
No, I think it makes it worse.
It's kind of a detriment. Number 2, did you ever play that video game? Do you have any idea what it's about?
I do. I know the video game, but I never played it because I feel like it was the one that, like, I was that age where when that came out, there was the satanic panic.
Oh.
So seeing a movie with, or playing a video game with like a clown mask that looked evil with fire.
Yeah.
I think most parents would have been like, that's one step too far.
This game will take my child away from Jesus. Okay. Well, for one of my birthdays, I went to Blockbuster and I rented a PlayStation 1.
Oh, that's when you could rent consoles.
Mm-hmm. And I got Madden, Smash TV, and this game. And we played it all night long, but it was just so much fun. So I have nostalgia tied into this show. My sister recently got a Peacock subscription, and she shared it with me. I think I'm going to give this a try. I will definitely talk more about it on the show. If you want to come over and watch it, we can kind of do a self-review thing, but I'm at least give it a couple episodes before jumping off it.
Yeah.
Next, I was making fun of this way before just because of the previous movies. But Hunger Games. Katniss Everdeen, Willy's a yes. Did you like that franchise as a whole?
So I liked the first movie.
First movie was really good.
I think the first movie did a ton to like create genres of content. People can go into arguments about this, and I'm not here to do that, but there are things to be said that the Hunger Games comes out and creates this snowball effect of we got games like battle royale games like Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, PUBG. We got those games because of the success of that content here in the United States. Now, battle royale, the movie, the Chinese movie, Japanese movie,
I think,
South Korean,
could be.
That existed way ahead of time, and I totally understand. That's not what I'm talking about.
Didn't
though.
spawn
American
a lot of games,
companies spawned these games because of these movies. I enjoyed it. After the first movie, I switched to listening to the books, and that's usually what I did. Right? I did that with Harry Potter too. So the movies themselves, movie 2 and 3, they were just fine. They weren't great. I thought the books were significantly better. They went more in depth, and
yeah, they were actually decent at the time, from what I recall.
Yeah, so I can give up. I can give up on the first or the second and third books and say like those movies just probably should have been remade or done differently, maybe slowed down a little bit. I'm excited about this. I saw the trailer. I think this Songbird, right? Songbird and something.
Snakes and birds, yeah.
Yeah.
A song of
birds and bees. Song of Bird and Fire.
Song of Burt's Bees.
It looks good.
Yeah. It does.
It's about moist lips.
This trailer. For the way you look right now, honestly, keep your lips moist. It's going to help. It's going to help a lot. Yeah, so just my perception of everything coming into this trailer was one of like mock and ridicule. I had no intention of ever seeing this. Once again, kind of like Willy over there, I'm a trailer slut. So
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
different types of trailers, but you know, this made me so excited for this stupid franchise. Like, I was embarrassed to say, like, wow, holy crap. It's like a prequel. They got this fight in a dome.
Do you know the premise of this?
From what I could see, it's like, it's a guy and a girl.
Let me tell you. Let me tease you in without giving you too much.
Tell me more.
So Katniss, Jennifer Lawrence, was hanging out with Woody Harrelson. Mm-hmm. Woody Harrelson was the only person from District 12, his name is Haymitch, to win the Hunger Games. So he's representing District 12 as the sponsor, right?
Yeah.
He has to prepare the kids for slaughter. This movie is about how he won the Hunger Games.
Spoilers.
This is Haymitch's time in the Hunger Games, which was the 25th anniversary of the Hunger Games, and therefore it was a big moment. So this is meant to be like a pretty big tentpole Hunger Games event.
Wow, that is kind of a spoiler for anybody who watched the trailer now, considering like what they talk about in there. The Stanley Tucci character is, I thought that was like the perfect casting, like for his younger self. So good.
Did they not just cast him? Was that not Stanley Tucci?
No. Jason Schwartzman, I think, is playing the young version of him. Am I wrong? Am I right?
The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. We're looking. Hold on.
We're giving it a googs. Yeah, because they say something along the lines like, this is the first time it's hosted for this big anniversary event.
IMDb, don't do this to me right now. What's that guy's name?
Just tell me if Jason Schwartzman is in the movie. Is he in the cast?
Yes.
Okay, so that whoever his character is underneath him.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
Yes. So good. So good.
Oh God, it is such a perfect casting. I thought they were the same people. I thought they just did the young thing.
No. It's genius. Another reason I wanted to see this movie. So definitely gonna go see that. But we had a state of the Star Wars in our last show. We're kind of constantly talking about the MCU here. I saw today this rumor fly up on Twitter, so definitely has to be true. But it made me think, like, okay, we have to talk about this. We have to go through it. Willy, your favorite Warner Brothers actor apparently was offered the role of Sue Storm, Mrs. Margot Robbie.
She would do great.
She would. But
she would do really great.
I tried to do a little investigative journalism here. Dove into that account, tried to see if he's posted other verifiable things. Guess who also apparently maybe rumored to have been offered the role?
For
Sue Storm.
For that role?
Yeah. Mila Kunis. Mm-hmm.
I don't like that casting. I'm not a big fan of that one.
She went on to a talk show and said, nope, it's not me, but I know who it is. So guess who also apparently, maybe, possibly, if you flip a coin and it lands on one certain side on a day that ends in Y, could have been offered the role? Kristen Bell.
Why are they going all over the place with this?
Well, you got to think like people would get offered because they're like number one choice, and then maybe they have to turn it down. Maybe they have a conflict. Maybe somebody just doesn't like doing those types of movies. Out of those three that I just mentioned, who's your top choice? Think about their bodies of work.
None.
And not just their bodies.
You know who I think could do a good job?
Who?
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley? Oh, yeah.
Let's get her out of the Star Wars world. I think that she could hold her own in a film like this.
She's in the Mouseverse, yeah. The meta Mouseverse.
Margot Robbie is fine. Of Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell has the visual look, but nowadays it's easy enough to change it. I think Margot Robbie would be the safest choice. I just don't like the casting.
Do you have somebody who you would think would play better than everyone that you just mentioned? Like ideal casting? I know Daisy Ridley's good, but can you think of a strong... She's a little old for me, but Charlize Theron?
Oh my God, that would be amazing if
so...
they went a little bit older with the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm. Because they're supposed to be a family kind of with kids, depending on when they introduce them.
Oh, and then, I know who you cast as Mr. Fantastic.
Who?
Charlize Theron and Oscar Isaac.
Oh my God. He is already Moon Knight. But
I know. What but he would have been so good in that role.
He would be. So the rumor mill that I was peeking on said Adam Driver has been offered the role of Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
What? You didn't see 65? That wasn't?
Huh?
The movie where he goes back and fights dinosaurs? You didn't see that one?
Let's just go back in time and not make that movie. Just like this mistake.
What about Idris Elba?
Bold move. I like it.
What about...
I think he could.
The internet's daddy. He's hot.
The Rock?
He's not bothered. The Rock? No. Pedro Pascal.
Ooh, yeah.
Tell me your call.
He might be a little too funny for that role.
Too funny? Too funny looking?
Pedro Pascal could play like Doc Ock in like a modern version of it.
Sure. The rumor site, I keep going back to this because it was just like a rabbit hole, but there's also a rumor they're thinking of having a female character play the Thing, and that maybe Mila Kunis was up for that role. True. I'm just repeating what I read. It got wild. I'm telling you.
Gwendolyn Christie.
Oh, yes. Gwendolyn Christie.
Like, she would play a perfect Thing. And because like she's a fantastic actress. From Game of Thrones, she was what was her character name in Game of Thrones?
Lady oh my gosh. I've tried to bury it from my memory. Because
Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne, yes.
Yep. She would do such a great job.
Mm-hmm. I think
we have to talk about the Human Torch.
I think we do. Yes. I want Brienne of Tarth to be the Thing. Like there's nobody better. I don't want anybody else to play it. That's just who I want. The Human Torch. Everybody knows who this should be. And it makes perfect sense now. Because they're already out of a job. Chris Evans.
You want it to be Henry Cavill?
We bring Chris Evans back as the Human Torch.
Oh my God, that would be so funny. So funny.
But seriously, can you think of anybody? It can't be Michael B. Jordan. He's already been at number 1. Number 2, he's already in the MCU.
Oh, that's yeah.
You just figure it out?
I did. I totally figured it out, and I would love this. Hold on.
Just to remind everybody, you have to go back several episodes to hear us kind of talk about this. We've talked about this before. If you ever watched the show The Good Place, there was a guy who played opposite of Kristen Bell, and he would be the perfect Mr. Fantastic. His name, of course, escapes me because he played Chidi, but I don't know his actual name. It is William Jackson Harper.
Oh, he would be a fantastic Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, the Human Torch. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Paul.
Ooh, he would. Oh, yeah. He would also be a
grizzled,
good Thing.
Dark.
He would also be a really good Thing.
Oh man, it's tough. I'm excited. Whatever they do, I think we filled what we would think is the best cast.
Mm-hmm. The question is, what do you think? Tell us in the comments. drop us a line on any of our socials. Who is your perfect Fantastic Forecast? And with that, that's the show, lovely lurkers. So, thanks for hanging out with us today. Please rate and review wherever you lurk.
We appreciate all the love. And let's remember to be kind to one another. And we'll see you next week.